Step 1 is to figure out the conclusion. This last sentence here is the conclusion of the paragraph. Step 2 is to link the boldfaces with the conclusion. So see, this first boldface here is a finding, a circumstance that the argument explores, and this second boldface is something that supports the main conclusion of the argument. See, the second boldface rules out the possibility of the skill being the reason, and therefore it supports this alternate explanation for the reason for this observation here. So with this groundwork, let's look at the answer choices. Answer choice A, the first is a claim. Claim is not the best term here. However, the main problem here is saying that the customer rejects this claim as false. No, the customer does not reject this claim. The customer goes on to analyze it and come up with a certain explanation for the claim made here. And therefore answer choice A should be very comfortably eliminated. Even the second part is incorrect here. Second is not an evidence that the rejection is based on. There is no rejection on the first place. So answer choice A is a very poor answer choice. Look at answer choice B now. Calling it a pattern is a very good term. Yes, this is a pattern that the customer is highlighting. And an explanation for this pattern is at issue in the reasoning. So very good job with the first half here. And no, the second is not an evidence that has been used to challenge the position that the customer presented. See, the second boldface is also something that has come from its customer's analysis only. So it's not that the customer's explanation is being challenged by the second boldface. The second boldface is also a part of the customer's explanation only. So answer choice B should also be eliminated. Look at answer choice C now. No, first is not a part of an explanation. First is simply a finding. So this part is incorrect. And no, the second is not the finding. First is the finding. Second is a part of the explanation. So a very poor job by answer choice C here. Look at answer choice D now. The first part here is same as that in answer choice B here. So the first part is absolutely correct. Look at the second part here. The second provides evidence. See, this is something concrete, factual in nature, and therefore to call it evidence is alright. So the second provides evidence for the purpose of ruling out one of the possible explanations. Yes, it is fairly correct to say that, because see, this boldface here, the second boldface, is ruling out the possibility of a lack of skill of tailors as the reason for this pattern here. So answer choice D, although it uses a very different vocabulary and approach from what our groundwork was, does a very fair job in explaining the roles played by the two bold-faced parts here. D is likely the correct answer choice. Look at answer choice E. The first is the position. Calling it a position is not the best way, but we cannot eliminate the answer choice purely on this basis. There would be a bigger flaw somewhere. So the first is the position the customer seeks to establish. No, the first is not the position that the customer seeks to establish. The customer seeks to establish this explanation as the reason for this finding here, and therefore this first half is not correct. Look at the second part. The second is offered as evidence. No, it is not offered as evidence in favor of this position here. The second boldface is a part of the explanation for a reason that the argument seeks to establish, the reason for this pattern found here. So answer choice E should be eliminated. Let's confirm answer choice D once. See, we know that this is the conclusion here. We know that this is a finding, a pattern, and this second boldface is an explanation that does away from a possible explanation and in effect leads to the main conclusion of the argument. Look at answer choice D. The first presents a pattern whose explanation is at issue in the reasoning. The first half cannot get any better. This is absolutely correct. Look at the second part here. The second boldface provides evidence. Yes, it can be called evidence. It is something factual, concrete in nature. For the purpose of, now we wanted to say that the purpose is to support the main conclusion of the argument. As often is the case on GMAT, you will not get exactly what you want. So the second provides evidence for the purpose of ruling out one of the pattern's possible explanation. And come to think of it, yes, the second boldface does rule out this lack of skill as a possible explanation. So answer choice D does a good job at explaining the roles played by the two bold-faced parts. D is the correct answer choice.